Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities Skylines, where last episode we had a power issue over here. It went away on its own, which is slightly spooky. I'm guessing that we just had our production dip because we have some solar plants. I'm guessing that's what it was. So let's go ahead and drop in, say... A solar updraft tower would not be a terrible idea necessarily. We could drop that in, say, over in this vicinity here. I mean, it will make noise, but that's probably fine. So we'll do something along those lines. Is that also... Hang on. Is that also... It's not affected by day and night. Okay, sounds good. And this apparently contributes to electricity production during the night, but it does drop off fairly substantially, and I could see that being the issue. Okay, so what's going on with water here? We are needing additional water, and that is easy enough. We'll just put in an additional pumping station. Excellent. We should probably consider having some additional eco-water treatment plants as well. And I wouldn't necessarily mind putting one, say, here. About like that. That should do the trick in theory. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll let that come online, and that should, yep, that should absolutely do the trick. Wonderful. So, we were most attractive city award. I highly doubt that, in honesty. All honesty. We were working on this situation up here, and I want to continue to expand this, for sure. So, let's just go ahead and grab this here, and we'll bring it on down. And we're going to have some issues out over here, for sure. I am going to build this for right now. We will remove it. This is temporary and is just being used as a construction placeholder. So we'll do the same thing over here. Once again, that is temporary and will be removed. Okay, so we're going to need to have this tool, and we're going to want to have it be somewhere over... We want to use the curve tool. We want it to be somewhere over, like, here, approximately. It's actually not quite far enough down, I feel like. This is correct. Okay, so we'll build that. This is temporary and will be removed. And, in fact, we will go through and remove it right now. We'll remove that section as well, since that does affect coastline. And then we will simply bring it in like that. That doesn't really affect that coastline, so that'll be good. Of course, we're not allowed to have these bridges long-term, and as far as this goes, both of those end up having to go, and we're going to have to look at having these be a different length. Probably, that feels a little too long still. That feels about the length that we can get away with. And then maybe that as well. And then we can just have that come in like that, and it's fine that that's one way. That'll be completely okay. So over here, I would like to have... Did that affect our coastline? I would argue that that does not affect the shape of the coastline, even though it may affect the altitude of the coastline. But it's the shape that we are mostly attempting to preserve here, so that is okay. And of course, this is only being utilized for being able to do this. Now, we're going to have space already occupied over here for sure. So, how do we want to handle this? Well, I think we're actually going to have to temporarily take out this section of train. And yeah, we'll have to end up rebuilding that, which is quasi-legal under the rule set that we're operating under, but I'm sure it'll be okay. So, something along the lines of this. In fact, that's exactly what we're looking for. And then we would, of course, remove this section here and remove those like so. And then this would just extend out to be somewhere over perhaps here. And then we would perhaps run in an additional road that I would love to go like this. Actually, that preserves the shape of the coastline nicely, I feel like. It did have that curve pretty much as it was, right? Oh no, it does add some definition to it. Okay, so we're going to take this section back then, and we are instead going to try to connect it in over here, where it won't add any shape to that coastline. Excellent. And with that underway, that is another circle pretty much done. Of course, we haven't run this one over here, and we're going to have to figure out a way to reconnect this line over here. But I kind of want to continue extending this until it is past mattering about this out here. So I think that is pretty much the goal. And we are going to, of course, look to build from approximately here to approximately here-ish. It'll need to be about like that. No, it'll need to be about like that. So we'd be looking to have it come in about to there. So about here. Okay. Now this last area did definitely affect the coastline, which is not allowed. So we're going to bring this in slightly shorter, about like that. Wonderful. And then we'll just hook this in somewhere over here, like so. It's not the prettiest, but it does get the job done, I suppose. Now then, this one. This one's going to be interesting. It's going to need to come in up over here approximately. It would definitely need to be like here, perhaps. That's actually really, really close there. If it were to be here. I'm going to have it come up to right here. And then from there, it'll just attach in here. Probably via one-way. It doesn't have to be, actually. Which does mean that we can upgrade this to being bidirectional as well. Of course, there's no way to use this lane unless we make this be bidirectional and have the one-way truncate here. And I think that's probably our best bet, to have it be something along those lines. So let's just go ahead and connect this in here, as well as here. And we've already got that connection set up. That connection is set up, and there isn't one over here, and we would need to bring that in like that. Okay, so this is definitely our largest hub to date. There's no doubt about that. It's going to, however, continue to expand. And we may end up... Ooh, I didn't notice that up there before. Look at that guy. It's like a ruined castle, like the one in our Old Town area, except more intricate. This one is definitely not nearly as intricate in its layout as this one. Yeah, that's pretty neat. I like that. So we do have some zoning needs that we should probably take care of. We're going to go ahead and zone the rest of this as residential. Of course, we are not touching the very inside of this hub. We are instead going in over here. Excellent. You know, I should play Horse Simulator. It would be perfect for my channel. This advertisement is correct. Oh, we missed a road over here. I thought I was forgetting something. Excellent. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so we did boost our academic works. Unfortunately, our student count went down a little bit, which definitely surprises me that our student count is decreasing. I mean, we can continue doing stuff, for sure, but we'll just leave that be for now. That's not the primary focus of this particular series, so that is okay. We are, of course, going to continue our expansion over here. And I think we'll just try to eyeball this as we go forward without building the bridges, because it's complicated, is the term I'm going to use. And we'll just do something like that. Cap off to mark where these block points are. That'll be fine. So how many more of these are we going to do? Well, we're at least going to go until this one is required to be truncated around here. We'll have to see. It'll be interesting, to be sure. And we'll just see how much we can actually fill in over here. So we're going to come down to here, like so. Wonderful. Okay, so I'll just leave it like that for now. The next one will definitely be truncated. The question is, do we leave this little peninsula over here basically as is? And I think the answer to that is probably. Probably. Up this way we have a lot of space for expansion. And if we were to purchase this tile, which I'm going to do, then that is, I believe, our final expansion, unless we get one in the next one. It does give us one final expansion. So where would we want to do that? Probably up here, just to have access to this whole landmass up here. Or almost all of it. Well, we've already got almost all of it. We could take this, I suppose, but, I mean, the border would be like there. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something to think about, but for now, I'm reasonably okay with this current situation. Now, if we look at this ruined castle, we can see that's quite a maze. So the entry point would be over here, where the gate is. And then from there, I mean, this looks very defensible to me. From there, you are presented with two options. You can go up here, or you can come down here. There's some dead ends over this way, and this is the route to the actual keep. I don't like that, actually. I feel like the route to the actual keep should be located more like over here. But, okay, well, the route to the keep, it looks like, is to just come in like this. That's still pretty defensible, to be clear. But it's not as defensible as if they were to come like, say, this. And then it's routed up over this way, and then there's like a gate here, and then you come through over this way, and then this is blocked off, and then you come in over here and come up like that or something like that. That would be more defensible, but regardless, I like it. This will definitely be preserved if we get up there. I have been thinking about at what point I should put an end to this particular series. We've largely achieved what I set out to in getting these hubs set up. And some of them are more independent than others, that's for sure. There's this tunnel here messing things up. The tunnel does not appear to be helping out with the population of the university, which is sad. But, okay, that's fine. I want to get this mega hub built first before we finish this, for sure. And at that point, the question will become, well, is there anything else that I really want to achieve with this particular series? And I don't know what the answer to that will be yet. We'll find out. But we'll definitely do that, and then we're going to make our way up over this direction. And I'm actually just, for the sake of time, going to do this, and we'll change out these roads a little bit later on. So, of course, this is going to continue going for a while. And we're going to stop this at some point up here, for sure. That's apparently slope too steep. Fair enough. What if we took this out? That's also slope too steep. What if we took this out? That's also slope too steep. Okay, I would prefer to not mess with the terrain here, if at all possible. So what if instead we removed these sections and we did something more along the lines of take this up to here and then try to bring it in down over this way over a slower period of time. So it would end up being, say, here, like that. And that would be what we would go for. Okay, something like that. I mean, this is quite a cliff that we've got going on here. Technically, it's not really a cliff, it's a hill. But, yeah, that'll work. That'll work quite well, in fact. So we will connect this in as well, and then we're just going to continue bringing this out. And we're certainly not going to overwrite the castle area. So let's take a look at what that will end up looking like up here. It looks like we can just squeak our way into here and get a block there. This would certainly be truncated here. And then this block could just squeak into here and have a real sharp turnaround like that. And this could technically keep going. Other options. Sneezing is an option, I suppose. That's one way to do things, but ultimately I don't think that's a constructive option. So I think we'll remove this, and from here, perhaps we truncate this here. And we just don't expand up to here. Limit it to here going this way. And then here going this way, perhaps? Or simply have it cease here. That's an option, and I think a decent one. Okay, so let's make sure we've got all of these upgraded then. Fantastic. Some of these are already upgraded. There. Perfect. So this is definitely going to be a big one. There's no doubt about that. Let's go ahead and start working on this curve here, and that's going to come out about like so. Okay. Obviously, there are some sections here that are going to have to be altered. There's going to be this section that needs to be removed straight up. And looking at the rest of this, I think it's okay. So from here, we would want to have this. It wants to curve in like that, and I want it to curve in like that. That will adjust the coastline, for sure. I'm a little surprised that the water is flowing the way it is here. And why am I surprised that the water is coming in this way? I guess because it's going out over this way and I'm used to waterfalls. Like, water falling towards this direction, not water falling this way. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It probably doesn't. But, yeah, I feel like that was a little surprising to me and it really shouldn't have been. So I'd like to connect this up over here, I think, but maybe have it come out straight to here. No, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. That is literally the worst. Okay. Give it just a small, slight corner there, like that. And then get rid of the bridge section. This section's going to have to go as well. However, this can probably come out straight and then come in like that. Now, that did adjust the coastline a little bit, didn't it? Mostly only in height. I feel like that's okay. I don't necessarily feel like what we've got going on here is okay. We will probably adjust that a bit later on. In fact, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to do it now. I actively hate what we've got going on here. And so I shall remove it. What would it look like if we just straightened it? That section cannot be straightened. I feel like that's a little bit better. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm going to say it's better. Okay, so that's fine. Now, this section over here, it definitely needs to truncate a little bit differently. Let's pull it back and have it instead loop in perhaps up here. Maybe. We certainly need to have this come out like so. And if we do that, how much do I hate it? A little bit. I hate it a little bit. That's for sure. Of course, this train track being severed is not a good thing. And we do need to fix that. So let's think about how we want to do this. We have a very limited amount of space with which to do this, right? We could simply very limited indeed. We could simply curve it into here and then try to get it underground very, very quickly. Like that. Well, I don't actually want it to come in at that angle. I want it to come in, like, over here. And then it would have to come in like so and get underground, like, ASAP. That would connect to the road, wouldn't it? And that slope too steep. Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to not have it come in straight. We're going to have a slight corner to it here to get it down to the ground on this hill where we have some extra space. And then we take it underground like so, and then we bring it in like that. It's not perfect, but what in this city is, if I'm honest? Like, nothing. Nothing is perfect in this city. So I'd like to have this come up and maybe, honestly, sit like this, perhaps. And then this could have just an ever so gentle curve to it that it doesn't want to put in here. That would be essentially the same curve that it would have up this way, except that it hooks in. Ah, here we go. It would hook in like that. And then this one would do basically the same thing, except we have very little space to work with here. So maybe that one just goes in straight. I mean, I actively hate it, the fact that it's straight, and I feel like it shouldn't be. Maybe if we removed that street, maybe we would be able to have a little bit more space to work with here. I feel like we need to remove this one, temporarily anyway. Just so that we can try to freeform this into here. Like that. That's going to be so much better. That is... Well, it still feels a little too straight, if I'm honest. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I feel like this down here should probably be full-on eliminated. And we'll just have it terminate here. Then we should have... The fact that this is straight kind of bothers me. Is that actually straight? I'm not sure that that is. Let's eliminate this and see if we can find the correct curvature. Which would be basically... I mean, it would be basically not that. Something along the lines of this. It's not exactly this, obviously, but something along the lines of that. Alternatively, simply that. Get rid of this, and have this go in straight. There. That's slightly better. Very slightly. Okay, so we would have this one come up, say... like this. Ditch that and have this go straight in. Okay. I mean, I don't exactly love what's going on here, but it's probably good enough given the situation. Okay, we'll do something like that. This section will have to be removed. And then we'll bring this in straight line. And then we'll bring this in straight line, kind of like that. It kind of works in a weird sort of way. Kind of. Emphasis on the kind of. Okay, so this section we could definitely move back and have it go underground over here. And that is, in fact, what I'm going to do here. So we'll take that back, and we will just have our train track come underground here, and just connect in. Well, I want it to be underground here. Cannot build on water. We don't want to build on water. We're underground here. I guess we're not enough underground. And then it comes down something like that. That slope too steep. And then it wants to, if we come in over here, yeah, it wants to build on that water. I mean, fair enough. We would have to get pretty steep to get underground there, under the riverbed. So we'll give it a go, and we'll see how under the riverbed we can get. Is that a bridge? No. Okay, that works. Nice. We can try to do the same thing over here, but we don't have a ton of space. So we should probably take that on back, and we will connect in over here and go underground as quick as we can. And, oh, no problem. Fantastic. So there's that bits of railway out of the way. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we may be able to finish up work on this mega hub. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.